This is a dude in a girl's body. Remember that before you open your zips. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven with your anime figure event coverage. This time around, Kotobukiya Collection 2026. That's right, barely a week after One Fest, we got another anime figure event. This is normal. It was the same thing last year where Kotobukiya would hold their own anime figure event barely a week before or after One Fest. Last year it was before One Fest, around 4th or 5th of February. This time around it was after One Fest, right? Around Thursday to Saturday last week. So I have compiled all of the scale anime figures that we're going to go through for today. No plamos, no plastic models, no mecha, no action figures. So this won't be as long as One Fest since this is involving only one single company. And I'm mostly an expert, not expert I would say, more like experienced in scale figures but not so much in plamo or action figures, so I won't be covering those. Otherwise, this video could be 3 times the length because Kotobukiya makes a lot of plamo stuff. Yeah, so before I proceed, today's Kotobukiya Collection event coverage is brought to you by Reverse Studio. Reverse Studio is putting this 1x6 scale figure of WA2000 embroidered bamboo blooming shadows version from Girls Frontline II Exilum on pre-order starting from the 16th of February 2026. So I'm putting the link to pre-ordering this figure down in the description below, and I will add more as she pre-order open in other websites. For now, I'm putting the link to OzGK, which is also an affiliate partner of this channel. You can already pre-order her over there, and later on I will add Hobby Link Japan and Ami links once they are available. So this figure at 1x6 scale officially is going for 22,000 Japanese yen before taxes. If you get her on Ami, that'll be closer to 24,200 yen before any discounts, if any at all. And she will be releasing in anywhere between March to April of 2027, according to MFC, March 2027 in China and April 2027 internationally. So the thing with this Girls Frontline figure is that it has everything I like in an anime figure. We have a pretty girl and purple hair waifu. You know, I love my purple hair waifus. What a coincidence. And perhaps the guys over at River Studio knows that I like my purple hair waifus. So here we have a Chinese dress and also everything I look for in an anime figure. A diorama base. This is like a compact diorama. We get a wooden floor tile and her rifle. You know, when I see Girls Frontline stuff, I need to see the character with the rifle. It is available over here with some additional Chinese style props around her, which is really nice, and topped off with that fluffy coat over there. So all of this for roughly 22,000 yen, and at 1x6 scale, not 1x7. That is a really good price. This figure is the full package for me. It has everything. I like it a lot. So if you like this figure as well, please do not forget to pre-order her early using the links down in the description below, or pre-order it at your favorite websites. And thanks a lot to Reverse Studio for sponsoring today's video of Kotobukiya Collection 2026. It is kind of funny that I decided to promote a different figure brand when I'm covering Kotobukiya, but for figure event coverages, I think they tend to get better views, above average at least. So this is the perfect video to show off a Reverse Studio figure which they requested me to collaborate with. So let's get back to Kotobukiya Collection 2026. And this is the date for Kotobukiya Collection 2026, 13th to 15th of February 2026. So it was Friday to Sunday, not Thursday to Saturday. Yeah, makes sense. I guess it has to involve the weekends so that people can attend it. And free admission, very nice. Wonder Festival certainly isn't free, and when you enter, sometimes you can't even take pictures of some of the figures they are displaying. So moving on to the first one right here, we are going in alphabetical order for the origins of the anime or game characters. The first one here from Aogiri High School, Ishikari Akari. This is a VTuber, like a group of VTubers if I'm not mistaken, followed by Kurikoma Komaru from the same series. CGI render, and it is a bit yeah, I get it, you know, when they do the VTuber, what you call that, mapping of motion in a software, I'm not sure what to call that, yeah, they can look a bit stiff sometimes. And the third one here, Otodama Tamako from Aogiri High School as well. Only a silhouette for now. Moving on to the next one here, we have Etelia Yumiya. Yumiya Lisfeld again. And what version is this? Well, there is enough fan service, I guess. Not enough. It is like she's wearing a corset outside, but underneath there is a dress. I can't really tell what version it is. This is probably like office wear, and she looks quite nice. Right, next up, we have Azur Lane Hindenburg. To me, this is one of the main highlights in this event. And as we can see, Kotobukiya is getting into Azur Lane bandwagon. And also Nikke. And also Girls Frontline II. The money is too good to ignore, right? So this Hindenburg, I'm liking it already because of the detail spam on her outfit. It looks pretty detailed in terms of how the skin is being designed over here. And this is the actual product over at the event. Yeah, a bit too early to tell what the figure will look like, but Kotobukiya in general is a very consistent brand. Not the best out there, but very consistent. Barely any QC complaints I've heard of from any collectors, so they are good stuff in general. Up next, we have Azur Lane Fritz Rumi. Yes, even if this is, you know, a Kotobukiya figure, I'm predicting this to be at least 30,000 yen, if not more. This won't come cheap, but man, should be worth the money. This is worth every penny for Azur Lane collectors, and here we have the actual figure at display. I am liking the amount of shading already, the weathering on the paintwork on the sofa. That looks really nice. And nowadays, it seems like there are more figures getting sofas for some reason. Okay, my prediction for this one is 33 to 35,000 yen. I know that is a very specific range. We'll see. Moving on to the next one, Cardcaptor Sakura Kinomoto Siege costume version. So presumably, this picture over here will be made into a figure, the same one. And Kotobukiya has a history of making Cardcaptor Sakura figures. This is nothing new. Next up, we have Chou Kaguya Hime Kaguya-sama. Not Kaguya-sama, just Kaguya apparently. Super Kaguya Hime. I have no idea what this thing is. Is it a game or a manga? But going by the design of the logo over there, the Japanese logo, I think this could be a game. And next up, from the same series, Chou Kaguya Hime Runami Yachiyo. Up next, from Code Vein 2, Lu McMel. Alright, this is the official picture from Kotobukiya, and she looks quite complete. I think pre-order will open within the next few weeks itself. And here we have the actual figure on display. I know the colors look a bit dull over here, but you know, the lighting in anime figure events or conventions in general, they can be pretty funny. All kinds of weird LEDs, you know, and the white balance are all mixed up. So I wouldn't worry too much about this figure here looking a bit more washed out in colors. It looks a lot nicer over here, but the color balance for this official picture is also a bit warmer. Nice details on the legs, however. Moving on to the next one. Kotobukiya keeps making Darkstalkers figures because they actually sell. The first one here is Lilith, the flat one among the two. And here's the actual figure on display at the event once again. There's not much we can tell from these pictures because they are still in grey prototype. And of course, Morrigan Insland, which is probably the more popular character amongst the two. The MILF lovers are going to eat this thing up. So she looks really nice, and this is the actual statue, the actual prototype at the event. Next up, Fate Strange Fake, Francesca Prelati. I was so happy when I saw this. If you guys have not started watching Fate Strange Fake yet, I mean, even if you are an anime only, you don't read the light novel or you don't play the FGO games, it does not matter. If you have experience watching the previous Fate series, just watch it. This is like a spin-off of the existing Fate franchise. I wouldn't say not directly related, but you can watch this without watching the previous series. But if you watch at least Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night, both Unlimited Blade Works and Heaven's Feel, then you would get more context on the stuff going on in this series, right? FGO, I don't think you need to touch FGO if you don't feel like watching it. So with Francesca Prelati, it is such a shame, you know, that they are not giving her an optional body part for looking at her organs, if you know what I mean. This is a deal in a girl's body. Remember that before you open your zips. And if you open your zip anyway, you know what? Be careful of her organs. Yeah, organs. You need to watch Fate Strange Fake. I think it was episode 3 to get what I mean over here. Yeah, your sausage will disappear in a second. So please don't do that. Will I get this figure? There is a high chance, yes, I will. And the only unfortunate part is that I am predicting Kotobukiya is going to give her a Kotobukiya Online exclusive faceplate where she's doing one of her funny faces. I think there is a really high chance of that happening. And in that case, yeah, I really need to hunt for the exclusive version. Why is only Francesca getting a figure, Kotobukiya? Come on, man. Give us a figure of Philia as well. Yeah, that homunculus. Moving on to the next one, Frame Arms Girl, stylet swimsuit version. Okay, they don't have a scale. I think they are labeled as 1x1, but they are frame arms girls to begin with, you know. It is like making a figure of an action figure that comes to life and calling it 1x1 because in the anime or in the game, it is that small, that tiny. So this is a bit like Toy Story, but pretty girls. And they are just continuing their existing line of FAG anime figures. So this one is looking promising already. I love the character design and everything. I mean, look at the backside over there. Who does not like that? Moving up to the next one. So what is this thing? It is actually Furby. And I have no idea what is Furby. Is it like, you know, that Kirby thing but more hairy? Is it that thing? I'm not sure. So there is only a teaser pic over here. And is Furby even a Bishoujo? I'm not sure, man. Maybe it is under the Bishoujo line of figures. Next up, we have Girls Frontline II Exilium Spas 1-2. Okay, swimsuit version, obviously. And another one of those figures that is very similar to the Reverse Studio WA2000 earlier, which I call a complete package. Pretty girl, diorama base, and that is a combat shotgun, I think. Very nice. I like this set over here. Just that it is a bit weird to have that. Is that a portable refrigerator? I hope it better is a portable battery-powered refrigerator. It does exist, by the way. Because it would be pretty weird to drag some random cabinet or furniture down into the middle of the beach, right? So this is very nice. I like it a lot. And here we have Girls Frontline II Exilium Springfield, which is already on pre-order, I think roughly 25,000 yen. And I get that these are prototypes, but the hair does have nice shading over there. But my concern on the blue color dress looking a bit too plain and flat, it still remains the case over here. I complained about that in my figure news fix just last week about a lack of shading on the dress, and that appears to be the case over here. I hope that they improve on it before the figure comes out. Next up, Girls Frontline II again, Vector. And this is my kind of character, you know. I do like girls with short hair. This kind of haircut is nice, or even the bob cut. The one Kana Arima spots in Oshinoko. Yep, that is quite cute. And here we have the actual figure on display. I'm liking her already. Even though I told myself to avoid touching girls' frontline stuff too much. Like, how many figures of girls' frontline I have in my collection? Like, only 1 or 2 at the moment. I would only be very selective with my favorite characters. Next up, Goddess of Victory Nikke 8 Agent Barney version, 1x7 scale. Seems like Kotobukiya got the memo on what I like. So we have Barney Girl, weapons, diorama, and probably a very nice base too if they make everything over here into a figure. And this would be nicer than the design, not Design Coco, was it DMM Factory, the one in a main outfit. I would prefer this one over the main outfit because of the weapon there alone. Yeah. And moving up next, we have Arnie's 1x4 scale from Nikke. No updates since the previous Kotobukiya event. No, since the previous One Fest back in August, or was it Mega Hobby Expo in October, where this figure was announced. Anyways, a few months has passed and there are no updates. The same thing applies to this figure of Soda 1x4 scale from Nikke as well. But that is not necessarily bad news, in my opinion at least, because there are way too many Nikke figures going on pre-order lately. And I do not want to see another 1 or 2 Nikke figures at 1x4 scale pre-order opening within the next few weeks or even within the next month. There are too many of them. I need to adjust my budget. Not to mention, Kotobukiya gets their figure out very quickly. Good smile, Apex Toys, they're taking at least a year to release a figure nowadays, but Kotobukiya can get it out within 6 to 8 months. So, please don't pre-order open too soon, Kotobukiya. Please don't. Next up, Hatsune Miku and Melo Eta. This is like collaboration, I think. I'm not too sure. And this does not even look like Miku to me, but anything with twin tails and turquoise hair has to be Miku, right? This feels like Pokemon and Miku to me. I have no idea what I'm looking at. Yeah. Anyways, we move on to the next one here. Shion Murasaki Gothic Lolita costume version from HoloLive. This one looks fabulous, and my price prediction for this one between 25 to 30,000 yen. Yeah, this would be 25k minimum, I think. You just have to look at the existing HoloLive scale figures by Kotobukiya. They are between 20 to 25k, but this is a lot more complex, a lot more detailed. And if you want one, I would say that pre-order it early, within the first week she pre-order opens, because was it Ayame Nakiri? Yeah, every single figure of her that came out, they sold out and became rare and expensive, but then Kotobukiya released a newer version later on, version 2 and so on. I think the same thing will happen to Shion Murasaki, so keep an eye on her and pre-order it early if you want her. Moving up next, Kanan-sama wa Akumade Choroi. I think this is a manga, right? But they are adapting it into an anime. I think it will be airing around this spring or summer. I'm not too sure. Just that I saw the teasers. Kanan-sama. And I think they will want to pre-order open this thing before the anime starts airing, so that she will be released right after the anime finishes airing, right? So the biggest mistake that every anime figure brand used to make 10 years ago was that they start taking pre-orders when the anime is airing or after the anime finishes airing, and then by the time the figure comes out 8 months, 10 months later, people have forgotten about their seasonal waifu and lost interest. So those figures, they bargain bin like crazy, and in order to avoid that, they need to pre-order open it way earlier. Yeah. Next up, King of Fighters. There are a lot of KOF figures by Kotobukiya. The first one here, Kula Diamond, the one I just mentioned like 3 times over in One Fest and in last week's Figure News Fix, that this is the version I like more because of the cake. And yes, this is nicer. Next up, we have KOF 98 Kusanagi Kyo. And the actual figure on display, not interested in dudes. Here we have KOF Fighters 98 Yuri Sakazaki. Okay, the same one that was displayed in One Fest, so I won't go through again. She really looks like Sakura from Street Fighter. Really looks like her. Next one, KOF 15 Nakoguru. Is this like a newer character in the game? Probably. And she looks like one of those girls who live in a jungle on top of trees. And then she is coming out to join a tournament, maybe to win some money for the family back home, or to protect her hometown, her village, that kind of backstory. She looks like that kind of character. Though having... Is it an eagle? I'm sorry, I'm not good with birds. I don't know what that is. But she looks really nice, right? Next up, from Legend of Heroes, we have Alisa Rainford. Is this like version 2? There's already a figure of her out, right? And unfortunately, this is probably going to be 1/8 scale, right? Because the rest of the Legend of Heroes figures, they are all 1/8 actual figure at the event. And also from the same series, Laura S. Arcade. Saber! Like I said, every MMORPG game or even gacha game, they have their own version of Saber. My kind of thing, my kind of character, just that I don't want to touch this series if I can. Next up, this is perhaps the most adorable pair of figures in this event. Megami Device, Puni, Morphu, Mao, and To. I'm not sure if they are sold as a set or separately, but why would you get them separately, right? Get it as a set. This is so cute, man. Alright, and based on this artwork over here. Alright, moving on to the next one here, Mushoku Tensei Season 3, they are already giving us spoilers. At least for the anime only, this would be a spoiler, but not much of a spoiler at the same time, because we all knew they are going to make a lot of babies. So Sylphie Grey Rat and Lucy Grey Rat, at least now I know their kid is called Lucy Grey Rat. Of course, it has to be a daughter, because we need more girls in an anime. This would be attractive to Mushoku Tensei fans, but I'm not collecting anything from this series. Next up, My Hero Academia Art FX J series Bakugo Katsuki Final Season version. Art FXJ, they are supposed to be cheaper figures, like slightly cheaper than their normal scale figures, but how much is this thing going to cost, man? This is probably going to be the most expensive figure in the entire Art FX line. Oh, right. And here we have Todoroki Shoto Reiyen Hakuba version. Probably 25,000 yen for this thing. Probably. There is a lot of effect parts. Okay, moving up to the next one. Okay, they are displaying only one figure out of the 3 on pre-order currently. Oshi Works free run, 6,000 yen only. Low budget figure meant to go head on head against pop-up parades, I assume, and it actually looks pretty nice. I think the official product pictures Kotobukiya released for this figure over here wasn't doing her any justice. It looked pretty cheap in their official pics, but here the actual figure in the event, I think she looked a lot nicer than comparison, though I really have to complain about the base over there, which is way too big. What is the figure next to her? The one on the left, I don't have any pictures of that, unfortunately. None of the Japanese websites I get my materials and information from, they don't have any pictures. I think Stark and Fern are next to her, just that no pictures allowed, maybe something like that, I have no idea. Okay, moving on to the next one, Fantasy Star Online 2 ES again. Hikari Mai no Genie, Starfest version, so this is like idol version. They have the swimsuit version out for years now. It is an amazing figure and I don't think that it's easy to find anymore, yeah. This is one of those random characters that I don't even care about, but I do like the design at least. Next up, Pokemon Art FXJ Toya with... Oh, my bad. His name is only Toya, not J Toya. Okay, Toya with Victini. No, many of these modern newer Pokemons, I don't know any of them at all. This is going to cost like 15,000 yen, I think. And here is the actual figure at the event. Next up, Sentencing the Hero, Prison Records of the 9004th Squad, Patoch Kivia. No idea what this is. Wait, Sentencing, oh, the new anime, which is blowing up on Twitter, on social media. Okay, Sentencing the Hero, yeah. I haven't watched it yet, which is why I couldn't recognize the character. I know some of you are going to tell me to go and watch it immediately, right? It felt a bit overrated, but we'll see. I need to find the time to watch it, that's the thing. So, a lot of gold paint over here. I love these shiny gold parts, but some people don't like them because they say that gold color paint, they tend to degrade prematurely. I've seen that happen a lot on price figures, but on scale figures, so far so good. At least in my opinion, yeah. Not just in my opinion, in my experience as well. Or maybe I've been buying only the better figures and not the B- C tier figure brands. Alright, so we'll see. This one looks pretty good and probably will cost 20,000 yen, 22,000 yen. And given that we only have an official picture here, I would reckon that she will pre-order open within this week or next week. Next up, Shugochara Amulet Spade, already on pre-order, roughly 22,000 yen. Yeah, the pink color is like, okay, there is some shading to be fair. I thought there was no shading, but at closer look, there is a bit of it. Good enough. Because classic anime, they are not that detailed to begin with. Next up, Shugochara again, Amulet Spade or different version. And I think I like this version a lot more. Like this one has way too much pink going on. Right. Next up, Trigun Stampede Art FXJ Millions Knives. And here, the actual figure at the event, looking pretty good. Alright, no comment from me. Up next, we have a lot of Uma Musume stuff. Grass Wonder, the actual figure at the event. Kotobukiya's Uma Musume figures are fine. I actually prefer the ones made by Claynel and Fat Company. But Kotobukiya ones are also fine. And next up, we have Narita Taishin. Followed by Super Creek. Why does it feel like every brands are making the same Uma Musume characters? Maybe they are the popular ones. And here we have Yuzuki Yukari from Volcano Markets. So this figure is already on pre-order for a while. I believe it is a Kotobukiya online exclusive. And it is exclusive at least in Japan, but for everywhere else, I'm not too sure. And the funny part is that they displayed this prototype at the event when you can already find colored pictures of her on MFC and on the internet. Why didn't they display a colored sample at the event? I'm not too sure. There are other brands of this character as well, like other brands of figures, right? And next up, we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Art FXJ Jonochi Katsuya. That face is hilarious. I believe this is the exclusive face, right? I call it the troll face. Like, it is exactly like the internet meme, that face over there. Yep, this one. It is like they took the troll face meme on the internet and adapted it onto his face, but I believe that this expression over here probably predates the meme on the internet, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a very old series to begin with, and yeah, that is the normal face. The one they're displaying is the limited one. In this case, right, you really have no choice. You have to find a way to buy or pre-order the limited version, because the standard version is so bland and boring. You need to display this figure with this face. And that is all for Kotobukiya Collection 2026 scale figures, right? Which one is on your radar? Let me know down in the comments below. For me, I'm going to focus on the 3 Nikke figures, both 1x4 and 1x7, and also Francesca Prelati from Fate Strange Fake. The 2 Azur Lane figures, Hindenburg and Fritz Rumi, I'm not sure yet, because I would imagine that they are going to be very expensive, 30,000 yen and up, and in that case, I'm going to be more careful. I would wait until after release and see what it is like. If the value goes up even further because of high demand, fine, I can make do without them. But if the value drops, then I might pick one up. Yeah, so that is for me. What about your wish list? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, as usual, please give it a like and subscribe to this channel for more anime figure content every week. And until then, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.